telling you the story behind one of the Philippines' the most notable anti-money laundering cases, the cases of Minasalvas C. Alagan and 2018. 2018, Minasalvas C. Alagan, the company's secretary at chemical trading firm, was convicted of 55 accounts of money laundering. Over several years, she secretly transferred over 12 million pesos from her employees' corporate accounts into fictitious bank accounts. She controlled the discovery of this unauthorized transfer lead to her arrest and conviction.
And created a fake bank account under the alias Lourdes R. Leo. As a part of her scam and the anti-money laundering case, she transferred funds from her employees' accounts to this fake bank account by forging letters of authority from her employee.
Her case exemplifies the consequences of betraying financial trust within an organization. It also demonstrates the significance of vigilant financial monitoring.
Ilagan was a liaison officer and secretary, a covered person under the AMLA because she had direct access to large company funds and financial processes. Her actions made her and the top officers liable for scrutiny. Covered persons must observe strict rules to avoid abuse of their financial power. Their role is critical in maintaining compliant financial operations.
The banks holding the employers' accounts are under covered institutions. Under AMLA, banks must report suspicious activities and large transactions. But in this case, lapse in oversight allowed the scheme to happen. Financial institutions serve as the frontline defense against money laundering. Proper controls and reporting are key to stopping illegal activities early.
Exists to fight money laundering and to make institutions and persons handling big sums accountable. Ilagan's role gave her authority over finances. She could direct transfers, sign documents, and communicate with the banks. Accountability is vital for individuals in financial positions to prevent misuse and protect company assets.
Institutions filed to question repeated suspicious transactions because processes were not followed strictly. That House Alagan's activities were able to continue undetected through years. This case underscored the need for strong internal controls and continuous vigilance in financial practices.
Annabella forged letters and instructed banks to transfer funds to fake accounts she controlled. This money is called dirty because it was stolen illegally, diverted from the company.
Illegal funds pose risks beyond financial laws. They undermine trust in the world financial system.
Dirty money refers to funds gained from illegal activities, which in this case was theft and fraud against her company.
Money laundering usually happens in 3 stages. First, placement putting the stolen money into banks, in this case, through their fake accounts.
Next is layering, moving funds among several fake accounts under different means to hide their origin. Layering masks illicit sources, making detection much harder without proper monitoring.
And last, integration. Withdrawing or using the money for personal spending or investments so it appears legal.
This final stage makes the money seem clean, completing the laundering cycle and complicating law enforcement's efforts.
Annabella C. Ilagan was convicted and is serving her sentence at the Correctional Institute for Women. Each count received 7 years, highlighting the severity of money laundering convictions in the Philippines.
This verdict sends a strong message that financial crimes carry serious consequences.
The Anti-Money Laundering Council prosecutors and whistleblowers managed to bring Ilagan to justice through investigation evidence gathering. Their collaboration showcases the effectiveness of coordinated efforts to uphold financial laws.
But the banks could have done more. Strict compliance with AMLA protocols like verifying authorizations and monitoring unusual transactions might have stopped the crime earlier.
Enhanced vigilance and adherence to protocol are essential to prevent repeating such cases. Continuous training for bank employees, better internal controls, and real-time monitoring of red flag activities are crucial to prevent future cases like this. Investing in these areas strengthens defenses against complex financial crimes.
The second case is a must-learn lesson about trust, vigilance, and compliance in the business and banking worlds. It shows why everyone, from companies to banks, must always be alert for signs of money laundering.
The case of Annabella C. Ilagan stands as one of the most remarkable reminders of how eternal trust, when abused, can destroy not only company finances, but also reputation and public confidence. When we first read about this case, it looks like a simple story of theft, but the deeper we go, the more we see how a complex financial crime can be. Money laundering is not just about stealing, it's about creating a false appearance of honesty. Ilagan's action demonstrated how easily a person with access, intelligence, and opportunity can manipulate a financial system if oversight is weak. So, through her position as company secretary, she held both authority and knowledge, and two things that, when combined without accountability, can be dangerous. So, this case made headlines because it involved a trust insider, not an outsider breaking into a system. And that changes how we view internal control. Trust must always be paired with verification. So this case challenges companies to ask how secure are our system really, and how many processes depend on only trust, and how many rely on real verification and audit. And these questions are what to make Ilagan case not just a criminal story, but a management lesson, a banking lesson, and a moral lesson all at once.
Beyond the legal implications, the Ilagan case invites us to think about ethics and personal responsibility. It is not just a story about a financial crime. It is a story about human choices. The case of Annabella Ilagan forces us to ask difficult questions. Why would a trusted employee, someone who had earned the confidence of her superiors and clients, choose the path of fraud? Was it greed? Was it the lure of easy money? Or was it a moment of desperation, perhaps triggered by personal need? Or was it the simple but dangerous belief that she could outsmart the system and never be caught? Every act of financial crime begins not in the bank or the office, but in the heart and mind of a person. It begins when a single decision crosses the boundary between right and wrong. When a person convinces themselves that no one will notice, or it's just this one time, that is when the slide begins. From there, it becomes easier to justify the next wrongdoing, and the next, until dishonesty becomes a habit rather than a mistake. In Ilagan's case, her crime might have started small, perhaps an authorized transaction that seemed harmless. Let us reflect. When we join the workforce, we bring more than our diplomas, our technical skills, or our work experience. We also bring our moral compass. the inner guide that tells us what is right and wrong, even when no one is watching. Our integrity is our most valuable professional asset. Unlike money, integrity cannot be earned back once it's lost. When integrity is broken, it cannot be restored by excuses, by intelligence, or even by success. Financial institutions like East West Bank and all other banks operate on one key element: trust. Trust is the invisible currency that keeps the entire financial system running. Without it, no one would deposit their savings, sign a loan, or invest their money. This is why banks must be relentless in promoting ethical behavior, not only through policies and compliance programs, but through a culture of integrity. Employees should feel that honesty is not only expected but rewarded. They must also see that dishonesty, no matter how small, is never tolerated.
Under the Anti-Money Laundering Act, AMLA, banks are legally bound to perform several acts of due diligence. They must report suspicious transactions, verify the identities of the clients through proper Know Your Customer, KYC procedures, and make sure that every large movement of funds has a valid and lawful purpose. These responsibilities are not optional. They are part of the ethical and legal foundation that keeps the financial system safe from abuse. Yet, in the case of Annabella Ilagan, multiple banks held transfers amounting to millions of pesos without immediately raising red flags. This failure suggests that there were significant weaknesses perhaps in training, technology, internal communication, or simple human negligence. It raises uncomfortable but necessary questions. How could such large sums pass through the system without protection? A strong compliance program should be proactive, not reactive. It must include real-time monitoring systems, automated detection of unusual patterns, and independent compliance officers who are empowered to question transactions, even those transactions involve powerful or long-time clients. The moment a bank fears to question a customer because of status, influence, or profit, the bank begins to lose its integrity. If banks had strictly followed these standards during Ilagan's time, her fraudulent scheme might have been undercovered years earlier, saving countless of victims from financial loss and restoring public trust sooner. When we think about everything we have discussed, from the case summary to the investigation conviction and lessons, we see one unifying message. Money laundering destroys trust, and trust is the foundation of our economy. If trust collapses, so does the integrity of our institutions, companies, and even nations. That's why AMLA is not just about punishing offenders, it's about protecting the very soul of our financial systems. The Ilagan case serves as a strong warning but also as an opportunity for learning. Students like us, future professionals in finance, business, or law, must take this lesson seriously. They are the next generation who will manage budgets, approve transactions, or maybe even oversee compliance.
Thank you for your watching, stay informed, and remember the fight against dirty money begins with each of us.